Hi, this is the Plant Based Nutritionist, Cath King at Seeking Health, and today's video is about the atrocity that is our healthcare system and how we can save ourselves from that atrocity by looking in a different direction. But first, I'd just like to talk to you about my free webinar, Balance Your Hormones to Master Your Weight, and that's running at the moment. And you can register for this webinar by scrolling down and clicking on the link below the video. And I promise you that if you are struggling with weight issues, and especially if you are a woman over 40, your hormones are involved. And I'm sure that you will find this webinar very informative and helpful, so I highly recommend that you take advantage of it and check it out. Now, in New Zealand and other places in the world, Australia, the United States, Great Britain, we as a population are very sick and very overweight. Now, many people will disagree with the criticisms of our health industry, saying that we're living longer and so it must be working. They'll point out that the cure for cancer is just around the corner, that advances in DNA splicing are going to be replacing our damaged genes soon, and that new wonder drugs are coming onto the market every day. The problem is that this is just not true. It's false. None of these promises are anywhere close to being realized. They are always put in front of us but keep receding into the distance. And the fact is that we're not actually living longer, we're just dying slower. We're not living longer in good health. We're living fractionally longer with diseases that compromise our quality of life. And although we talk about healthcare and the health industry, these terms are actually misnomers. A far more accurate terms would be to call it the disease care and the sickness industry. And this system works with placing an ambulance at the bottom of a cliff and then waiting for people to fall off. And none of these supposed advances in drugs and treatments are actually dealing with prevention or making us healthier. And in fact, these drugs, these wonder drugs, are actually the third leading cause of death behind heart disease and cancer. So more people die from prescription medications than die from motor vehicle accidents. And that's not people who are taking overdoses. These are people who are taking the drugs prescribed to them in the doses that have been prescribed. So what's making us so sick? And to quote Dr. John McDougall, it's the food. And I have two reasons for saying this. The first is that we have excellent data on populations with lower disease rates than ours, and we know that their eating patterns are significantly different to ours. And the second reason is that we also have excellent data on the rare health professionals like myself who use diet as an intervention tool. And these studies also show that when people eat the right kind of diet, they often can eat their way out of their disease. So diet is clearly the problem. And what is the right kind of diet? The ideal human diet looks like this. Consume plant-based foods in forms as close to their natural state as possible. So we're talking about whole plant-based foods. Eat a variety of vegetables, fruits, whole grains, legumes, nuts and seeds, and avoid heavily processed foods and animal products. Stay away from oil, sugar and too much salt, and aim to get 80% of your calories from carbohydrates, 10% from protein and 10% from fat. And that's it. Easy. So that's my nugget of wisdom for today. Short and sweet. And if you would like help using diet to prevent and reverse any chronic degenerative disease, then please go to my website at www.seekinghealth.co.nz, and you can sign up for my newsletter, and you can also contact me to organise for a free initial consultation. So until next time, here's to your best health.